Alright, what's going on YouTube? This is Keith with Less Magic, More Gathering. And today we're going to look at another quick deck tech for you. We call this one Kill, Copy, Steal. And it is similar to the old game Date, Marry, Kill, I think is what people call it. Where you pick a person and then you all have to decide whether or not you want to date, kill, or marry that person. Well, we're going to look at creatures on the board here and decide if we want to kill, copy, or steal them. So we got a few different options here. We're going to start out really quickly with removal spells. We've got 4 copies of Cast Down and 4 copies of Vraska's Contempt. Those are our removal spells for the deck. We've also got 3 copies of Unmoored Ego. This is a really good card if you're in these colors. Unmoored Ego lets you look at an opponent's graveyard, hand, and library for up to 4 cards with the name that you choose and exile those cards. Then they shuffle their library and draw a card for each one exiled from their hand. So this is going to work really good against your Arclight Phoenix, most of your Golgari graveyard shenanigans. You know, you can get rid of a lot of stuff with Unmoored Ego. So if you're in these colors and you're looking for... a lot of people are probably going to be putting it in the sideboard. I've got it in the main board of this deck. But it's a pretty good card, I think. So we've got, like I said, we got removal, we've got Unmoored Ego. Now let's get into our creature base. We've got 4 copies each of Thief of Sanity, Ravenous Chupacabra, and Hostage Taker. And then we've also got 2 Doom Whisperers up here at the top end of our curve. The reason we went with these particular creatures is because they're either good fun cards to have on the battlefield using their abilities, or they have really good enter the battlefield abilities. Now, this is where you're going to see with the rest of this deck how this is all going to work. So we've got 2 copies of Mirror Image. Mirror Image enters the battlefield as a copy of any creature you control. So if you've got a Chupacabra or Hostage Taker on the battlefield, you can have Mirror Image enter as one of those creatures, and it gets their enter the battlefield effects. Same with Quasi-Duplicate. You create a token that's a copy of a creature that you control. So if you need to remove something from your opponent's board, you can have your Quasi-Duplicate create a copy of one of these 2, and it will handle the situation for you, just like these cards would. We've also got 4 copies of Metamorphic Alteration. I know I kind of jumped around here, so hopefully you're able to follow. Metamorphic Alteration can be used 2 ways. It can be used as like a removal. You know, if your opponent's got a creature out there that you just can't handle, you can turn that into something else. You can make their Goblin Trashmaster, just an example. I think that gives goblins 1/1 or something, but you can turn that into a goblin token, you know, a copy of a goblin token. So you can get rid of big threats and turn them into something that's not as much of a threat for you. And also, you could use Metamorphic Alteration on someone's Galta, let's say, and turn it into a Ravenous Chupacabra. Since it's already on the battlefield, they're not going to get the enter the battlefield ability. So, you know, if you've got a Chupacabra out there, you can then turn it into a Thief of Sanity or a Doom Whisperer. If you've got a Hostage Taker out there, these cards have really good enter the battlefield effects, but then once they're on the battlefield, they're just kind of meh. So you might want to use the Metamorphic Alteration to turn them into a Thief of Sanity or a Doom Whisperer so that you've got more of a board state that's beneficial to you. You can do the same thing with your Mirror Image and Quasi-Duplicates. If you've already got these cards out there and you've used these to take care of your opponent's creatures, then you just start copying your Thief of Sanity and Doom Whisperer until your opponent's overwhelmed with overwhelmed. None of this is, what's the word I'm looking for? Legendary. Okay. Yeah, nothing is legendary, so you can make as many copies as you like. You can have as many of these creatures on the battlefield as you like. My favorite thing to do in this deck is get some Thief of Sanities out there, and if you can get them all to stick for a while, then you start copying them, and then you end up with 4 or 5 of them. They're all hitting at the same time, triggering at the same time. You're getting a ton of cards from your opponent, and that's fun. Doom Whisperer is just a good game finisher. The card hasn't done as well as I think everyone thought it would, probably just because it dies to a cast out, or cast down, I mean. and it's easily taken care of. So there's still a lot of removal in the format, it seems, and there's things like Chupacabra and Hostage Taker that, you know, can handle a Doom Whisperer no problem. So but this is a fun deck, good removal, and sometimes it's slow because you do have to have one of those 4 creatures in your hand before you can play your other stuff. But once you get there, that's why the removal's there, just to keep your opponents at bay until you can get those other creatures in play, and then you're usually good to go. So, another fun deck, pretty quick. I think I kept that one around 5 minutes. Hope you enjoyed it. Hit the like button, subscribe, bell, stupid thing down there if you want. If you don't, that's cool too. See you next time. Deuces. Hey, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, go down below and find that subscribe button. Press it and the notification bell so that you'll know when we post new videos. If you've got some feedback, follow that arrow to the comment section and let us know what you think. See you next time.